My educational journey in K through 12 education has been a roller coaster to say the least. There was a time when all I wanted to do was be at school with my friends, and many times when I thought school was my worst enemy. My journey began on Raisinville Road in Monroe, Michigan. I attended Raisinville Elementary for grades K through 5. Raisinville Elementary was one of 9 schools in the Monroe Public School District. Those of us that attended Raisinville would attend Cantrick Middle School for grades 6 through 8. Then, for grades 9 through 12, we would attend Monroe High School. Cantrick was one of 2 middle schools in the district, and Monroe High was the only public high school in the district. In both my elementary and middle school, the student body consisted mainly of children from rural Michigan. We had very little cultural diversity since the population was mainly Caucasian. When those of us reached the high school, it was a bit of a culture shock because it seemed as if we were all just thrown into a pot together. Monroe Middle School was the other middle school in Monroe Public Schools and was located in the inner city. There was not as much of a shock for those who attended Monroe Middle School because they had this experience throughout their entire education. I graduated from Monroe with 550 classmates in 2009 with a dream to pursue instrumental music education. I went from wanting to be a doctor, like the ones who helped cure me from cancer, to a musician who wanted to share his love of music with others. If I were to guess what my future would be like 5 years ago, I would not even be close to the way that I feel about my future now and the way that it has come to be. It all began with the tenor saxophone solo in the Christmas tune Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. I wanted so badly to play the tenor saxophone, but my band director told me I had to play baritone saxophone because we had no tuba players. At that point, I wanted to quit, but alas, my parents, who are masters of being sneaky, told me I had to stay in band. I used to scan around the band in search of who had the most fun parts because all mine were boring. It was then I discovered my love for the flute and for instrumental music. My motivation to teach music did not stem from the positive experiences in high school, but from the negative. My band program lacked friendliness and consistency of excellence. My band director had been at my high school for over 20 years when I got there and was simply burnt out. There were no rules, and I specifically remember how rude some of us were to each other. My college experience has really shaped me into who I am as a teacher. I am so thankful for all the opportunities that I have had here at WMU. I was granted the opportunity to go on a collaborative teaching trip between WMU and La Escuela de Música Nacional in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. I taught masterclasses and performed in places like Comayagua and in Tegucigalpa as well. I am grateful for all the opportunities because I was not offered any by my own high school band director. I think it's really important as teachers to not only teach what we know, but to make opportunities happen for our students that will help them discover who they are and what is most important to them. This class has helped me understand how gender stereotypes come into play in the music classroom. When I told my parents that I wanted to play flute, the first thing they told me was that I would get picked on because flute is a girly instrument by nature. This is a prime example of deficit thinking and gender stereotyping. This is